Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the first unit in geography, which is rocks and soils. First, let's see about what is geography. The word geography comes from two Greek words. Geo means earth and graphos means to write about or description. So the word geography means to write about the earth. In other words, the description of the earth. Geography is the study of earth and its peoples, places and environments, the discovery of the world around us and how people interact with their surroundings. Synopsis of the lesson. In this session, we are going to see the following topics: Introduction, rocks, classification of rocks. Rocks are classified into three types as follows: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. The first one is igneous rocks. Under this, we have characteristics of igneous rocks, types of igneous rocks. The second one is sedimentary rocks. Under this, we have characteristics of sedimentary rocks, formation of sedimentary rocks and types of sedimentary rocks. The third one is metamorphic rocks. Under this, we have formation of metamorphic rocks from igneous rocks, formation of metamorphic rocks from sedimentary rocks, and finally characteristics of metamorphic rocks. Introduction. Have you ever noticed any mountains or rocks nearby your location or during your travel? Yes, we can see the small rocks nearby our location and we can see some mountains during the travel, right? Do you know how they are formed and how they originated on the earth's surface? Then, do you know what kinds of materials are used in the construction of temples, buildings, roads, flyovers? In this lesson, we are going to learn about rocks and soils. In lower classes, we have studied about four realms of the earth, namely lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. So in this picture we can see earth spheres like lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and biosphere. Lithosphere means solid earth. Hydrosphere means all water found on, under and over the surface of earth. Atmosphere means the gases that surround the earth, which means its air. Biosphere means all life on earth. Lithosphere is the uppermost and significant layer of the earth. Here, significant means important. So, lithosphere is the uppermost and important layer of the earth. It is composed of solid rocks. Here solid means very hard. So it is composed of very hard rocks and unconsolidated materials. The literal meaning of lithosphere is the sphere of rock. Here unconsolidated material means loosely arranged or unstratified sediment whose particles are not cemented together. Here, unstratified means not arranged in layers. Sediment means matter that settles to the bottom of a liquid or remains. Particles means a minute portion of matter. Do you know what is meant by petrology? Petrology is a branch of geology Geology means the study of the earth, which deals with the study of rocks. Petrology is derived from the Greek word Petrus, refers to rock, and logos refers to study. So, the word petrology means the study of rocks. Now, we are going to learn about rocks. The rocks are the solid mineral materials forming a part of the surface of the earth and other similar planets. Here, solid means hard. So, the rocks are the hard mineral materials forming a part of the surface of the earth and other similar planets. The earth's crust is composed of rocks. A rock is an aggregate of one or more minerals. Here, aggregate means combination. So, a rock is an combination of one or more minerals. Minerals are chemical substances which exist in nature. Rocks are a combination of different kinds of minerals. They occur in many varieties of color. Let me explain this point. So, because of the combination of different kinds of minerals in the rocks, we get a variety of color. Here, we can see the picture of rocks in a variety of colors. Rock is an important natural resource and is found in solid state. Here, solid means hard. It may be hard or soft in nature. An estimation reveals that there are 2000 different types of minerals found on the earth's surface, out of which only 12 are the basic minerals commonly found all over the earth. Here, minerals are chemical substances which exist in nature. They may occur either in the form of elements or compounds. Next, we are going to learn about classification of rocks. According to the mode of formation, the rocks are classified into three types as follows: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Classification of rocks. Rocks are classified into three types like igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks are classified into intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. Sedimentary rocks are classified into organic and inorganic rocks. Inorganic itself we have chemical and mechanical. Then metamorphic rocks are classified into two, thermal and dynamic. So let's see one by one in detail. First, we are going to learn about igneous rocks. Do you know what is meant by igneous? The word igneous is derived from the Latin word ignis, means fire. Igneous rocks. The igneous rocks are formed by the solidification of molten magma. Here, solidification means make into a hard. Magma is the molten or semi-molten natural material from which all igneous rocks are formed. These rocks are also called as the primary rocks or parent rocks. Why these rocks are called primary rocks or parent rocks? Why? Because all other rocks are formed from these rocks. Now we are going to learn about formation of igneous rocks. How are igneous rocks formed? Deep in the ground is molten rock called magma. Sometimes magma bursts through the surface causing volcanic eruptions. Igneous rocks are formed when magma cools and solidifies. When magma cools above the surface, extrusive igneous rocks are formed, whereas when magma cools below the surface, intrusive igneous rocks are formed. Next, let's see about characteristics of igneous rocks. The first characteristic is that these rocks are hard in nature. The second one, these are impermeable, which means not allowing fluid or liquid to pass through. The third one, they do not contain fossils. Fossils means dead or decay remains of plants or animals. The fourth characteristic is that they are associated with the volcanic activities. And the fifth characteristic is that these rocks are useful for construction works. Next, we are going to learn about types of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are of two types. They are extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. In this picture, we can see extrusive igneous rock and intrusive igneous rock, magma, and Earth's surface. Extrusive igneous rock means magma comes out as lava and cools on the surface, whereas in intrusive igneous rock means magma cools off beneath the surface. Now we are going to learn about extrusive igneous rocks. Can you visualize the lava comes out from a volcano? Lava is actually a fiery red molten magma comes out from the interior of the earth on its surface. Fiery means burning. After reaching the earth's surface, the molten materials get solidified, which means become hard and form rocks. So rocks formed in such a way on the crust are called extrusive igneous rocks. These rocks are fine grained and glassy in nature due to rapid solidification. Here rapid means fast, solidification means make into a hard. Basalt, found in the northwestern part of peninsular India, is the example for this type of rock. Here, peninsular means relating to an area of land almost surrounded by water. Here we can see the picture of basalt. Next, we are going to learn about intrusive igneous rocks. The molten magma sometimes cools down deep inside the earth's crust and becomes solid. The rocks formed this way is called intrusive igneous rocks. Since they cool down slowly, they form large grains. Intrusive igneous rocks are of two types. The first one is plutonic rocks and the second one is hypabasal rocks. The deep-seated rocks are called plutonic rocks. The rocks which are formed at the shallow depth are called hypabasal rocks. Here, shallow means which is not deep like plutonic. So, the deep-seated rocks are called plutonic rocks and the ones formed at shallow means little depth, are called hypabasal rocks. Examples of plutonic rocks are granite, diorite and gabbro. Here we can see the picture of granite, diorite and gabbro. Dolerite is an example of hypabasal rocks. Here we can see the picture of dolerite. Since the intrusive igneous rocks consist of large crystals, crystals means a piece of a solid substance. Solid means hard substance. They are also called as crystalline rocks. So in this picture we can see extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rocks like granite, extrusive igneous rocks like basalt, obsidian. Both magma and lava form igneous rocks, extrusive. Next, we are going to learn about the sedimentary rocks. The word sedimentary has been derived from Latin word sedimentum, means settling down. The sedimentary rocks are formed by the sediments derived and deposited by various agents. Here, sediments means matter that settles to the bottom of a liquid, in other words, remains. Due to high temperature and pressure, the undisturbed sediments of long period cemented to form sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks consist of many layers which were formed by the sediments deposited at different periods. As it consists of many strata, strata means layer, it is also known as stratified rocks. Here, stratified means form or arrange into layer. Do you know sedimentary rocks are the important source of natural resources like coal. Coal means hard rock, oil and natural gas. Now, let's see about characteristics of sedimentary rocks. The first characteristic is that they have many layers. The second one is they are non-crystalline rocks, which means it is not a glassy rock. The third one is they contain fossils. Fossils means dead or decay remains of plants or animals. And the fourth characteristic is that they are soft and get eroded easily. Eroded means destroyed easily. Now we are going to learn about formation of sedimentary rocks. Now let's see how the sedimentary rocks are formed. So in the first picture you can see some fine particles which is broken from igneous rocks. It will get eroded by some natural agents like air or wind, and it will undergo compaction, which means it will solidified later on. It will get more cemented and it forms the sedimentary rocks, that is layer rocks. Because of increasing pressure and temperature, it will get more cemented. Cemented means it will get more bonded, so it will forms the sedimentary rocks. I hope you are clear how the sedimentary rocks are formed. Do you know oldest sedimentary rocks of the world has been identified in Greenland and estimated as 3.9 billion years ago. Now we are going to learn about types of sedimentary rocks: organic sedimentary rocks, mechanical sedimentary rocks, chemical sedimentary rocks. So the first one is organic sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed as a result of the decomposition of dead plants and animals. Here, decomposition means to cause something to decay. It contains fossils. Fossils means dead or decay remains of plants or animals. So here we can see the picture of fossil. Chalk talc. So here we can see the pictures of chalk and talc. Dolomite and limestone rocks are of this category. So here we can see the pictures of dolomite and limestone rock. The second one is mechanical sedimentary rocks. These rocks are formed from the disintegration of igneous and metamorphic rocks. Disintegration means to become weaker or be destroyed by breaking into small pieces. The natural agents erode means destroy, and transport these rocks and deposit them at some places. After a long period of time, they cemented to form rocks. Sandstone, shale. Here we can see the picture of sandstone and shale and clay are the examples of rocks of this type. Here we can see the picture of clay. The third one is chemical sedimentary rocks. These are formed by precipitating of minerals from water. It is formed usually through evaporation of chemical rich solutions. These rocks are also called as evaporates. Rock salt is an example of this kind. Here we can see the picture of rock salt. Now let's see some examples of sedimentary rocks. Sandstone, shale, limestone, bituminous coal, rock salt and braccia. Now we are going to learn about metamorphic rocks. The word metamorphic is derived from two Greek words, meta and morpha. Meta means change, morpha means shape. When igneous and sedimentary rocks subject to high temperature and pressure, the original rocks get altered to form a new kind of rock called metamorphic rocks. Now we are going to learn about metamorphism. Metamorphism means alteration of the composition or structure of a rock by heat, pressure or other natural agency. Metamorphism is of two types. They are thermal metamorphism and dynamic metamorphism. Thermal metamorphism, if the change in the rocks is mainly caused by high temperature, the process is called as thermal metamorphism. Let me explain this point. It is caused because of high temperature. So, when the rocks change its shape because of high temperature, then it is called thermal metamorphism. Dynamic metamorphism, if the change in the rock is mainly caused by high pressure, the process is called as dynamic metamorphism, which means when it is subjected to high pressure, the rocks will get altered. It is called dynamic metamorphism. Do you know one of the world wonders, Taj Mahal in India, was built by white marble in a metamorphic rock. Now let's see about formation of metamorphic rocks from igneous rocks. Granite into noise caused by dynamic metamorphism. Basalt into slate caused by thermal metamorphism. Now we are going to learn about formation of metamorphic rocks from sedimentary rocks. Sandstone into quartz caused by thermal metamorphism. Shale into slate caused by thermal metamorphism. The granite, when it is subjected to high pressure, it will get transformed to noise. Similarly, the shale, when it is subjected to high temperature, it will get transformed to slate. Similarly, limestone, will turns into marble. Finally, we are going to learn about characteristics of metamorphic rocks. The first characteristic is that metamorphic rocks are mostly crystalline in nature. Crystalline means having the structure and form of a crystal. The second point is that they consist of alternate bands of light and dark minerals. So, as we see in this picture, there is a alternate bands of light and dark minerals. I have enclosed the classbook instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now, we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.